since I think this is very important for me to show you about the um, another example regarding the increment using the total differential. So that's why I share this one. So this is, I call this as a type of approximation. So on the previous video, which is this one, I already introduced you how can you obtain the absolute changes or absolute error or absolute increment or the changes or the approximate changes. Okay, another one is approximate changes or the true change. So the true, this is delta z or the delta. Remember just on the previous video. So delta z is also can be denoted by delta z. They have the same meaning. Okay, so you want to investigate, you want to evaluate the true change of z. So you can approximate this true change by using total differential, which is dz or df. Okay, so if the question asking for absolute changes, so meaning that this one absolute changes, the true changes, where you can approximate that using total differential, which is just dz or df. Okay. Another one, okay, relative. I already introduced you how can you obtain the relative and also percentage change. Now we have another type of approximation, maximum. Sometimes they will ask you find the maximum error or find the maximum change or find the maximum increment in z or f. So when there is a word maximum, you have to put the absolute sign, which means that you are interested on the positive value only. Okay, so this is from the true change. So this maximum of the true change can be approximated by the maximum changes using total differential. So you have to put the absolute. We are only interested on positive value. For this, if there is a word maximum, you have to be careful. You have to always use this property. Okay, so what is the property about? So maybe in your calculation, you have the summation of two terms. Okay, so for this one, if you are dealing with maximum, which is absolute, so sometimes it is important for you to do the calculation separately, term by term. So when you split them into two different calculation, which means that you want to just focus on the calculation in A, and then you want to focus on the calculation in B, and you just split them, right? So please don't forget to put the absolute sign. What I want to say here, so let's say after you compute and you substitute the value, so you will have okay, we have A plus B and absolute, right? So then you compute A, you got, let's say, 1, and then you compute for the B, you have minus 2. Okay, and then you just directly total up inside the absolute sign, and this will give you minus 1 and absolute, and the answer is 1. Okay, look at here. Look at here. So if you want to deal with the absolute sign here, the thing that you have to do, you must do, is you have to split them. So I'm using the similar example here. So you have A plus B. So when you compute A, so you have 1, right? You got 1, just like this. And then when you compute B, you have minus 2. So you cannot directly total up them in the absolute sign. You have to compute them separately, which means that when you split them, so 1 is 1, but okay, 1 is 1, you put absolute sign, and then plus you have minus 2, and you put the absolute value of minus 2. So you will get 1 plus 2, and your answer is 3. So now you can see they are different. So which one is the correct one? This is the correct one. So this is incorrect. So that is the dangerous thing that you will do. Normally you will do. I mean, the common mistake is like that. They just compute, just total up everything in the absolute sign. And actually the correct one, you have to split them. So you have to make it all of the terms should be positive. Okay, but once you split them, you cannot put equal. You have to put less than and equal to, which is you can see from here. So I want to say here, this step is very important. Very, very important. As you can see here, the outcome is different, where this one is incorrect. This one is correct. But every time you split them, don't forget this inequality. This is very important. So if you don't provide me this, I will deduct 1 mark. Okay, so please remember that. So next is a relative change, where the same one here already mentioned just now. And we have a percentage error, percentage changes, percentage increment were also already presented to you just now. And then another thing that I never explained to you, maximum relative. Just now we have just relative without absolute. Now there is a word maximum, then you meaning that you have to put the absolute sign. Okay. Now maximum percentage. So last time I just explained to you percentage change. Now maximum percentage change. So using the formula of the maximum change, you have to put the absolute sign. So these are all the type of approximation, the continuation from the increment using total differential. So these are all very important. So since I already introduce you all these terms, now I want to show you how can we solve these 3 questions. Okay,